Hello, everybody. Welcome to Up in a Day's Client Spotlight. Today, I am speaking with Chris Weiss, co-founder of TruePath Consulting. Chris, welcome to our Client Spotlight.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Tell us about TruePath Consulting and who you work with.
So I work with actually two of my best friends, Toby Quinton and Stuart Ferguson. We have a long history together. Toby has been my executive coach for, it feels like a long time, almost a decade maybe, in my last career. And then Stuart and I worked together for over 25 years. When I first started in the organization I worked for previously, he was the sales guy right outside my office, or I was the recruiter right outside of his office. He was selling, I was recruiting. So we've known each other for 25 years. We got to a point in our career where we all just wanted to do something different and just kind of wanted to follow more of our passion to help people, help executives like us that needed a lot of help throughout, just navigating our path and being an executive, being a father, being different roles we play in our life. And we had an opportunity to do that after, an awesome career with an awesome company. So we took the plunge and we started TruePath Consulting.
Oh, that's excellent. And we recently designed your website.
You did. Yes, you did.
We did. It was a fun project.
It was awesome.
And once we were finished with the website, we showed it to you for the first time. What was your reaction when you saw your website out there in the open, ready for the public? What were your thoughts?
It was, if I'm being really vulnerable, I was kind of emotional. I mean, you have all these ideas about, who you want to be and the company you want to portray and kind of that vision coming to life, like really coming to the marketplace. And I remember walking through it with you. And again, you get the build process, the what goes into the sausage isn't always pretty, right? But like the back and forth, and you were awesome to work with, but we didn't really know what we were doing or really what we wanted. And for you to take our mush that we kept giving you and created what we saw. I remember going through and I was texting Stu and Toby on the phone at the same time. And I was like, I'm like trying not to cry. Like this is everything we wanted. From the look, the feel, like executives are so stressed out. I was a stressed out executive, and I just wanted somewhere for like when they landed on our page to just feel like just that sense of calm and that sense of like, hey, there's a company out there that can kind of support you and help you through this, you individually and your team. So check us out, and hopefully you feel a level of comfort with us from the initial landing on the website to going through the content and stuff. So long-winded answer there, Lynn, but it was like it was actually emotional.
Oh, that is so great to hear.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was a really fun project to work on with you guys. And we understood exactly what you were going through. Even I went through that same kind of mush mash trying to think of what content to put on our website, because as business owners, we don't really know. So at Up in a Day, we try to guide you as much as possible. But I always say that it's good to have too much at first. It's almost like as an artist, like you're doing a painting or a drawing, and then bringing it back and simplifying it, I think is what makes a website so successful, because not only as a new business are you sitting there by yourself or your team members, and you guys are thinking about what you want to say, how you want to say it, who you're saying it to, and what's really going to resonate and connect with your ideal client. And it's not easy to do. And so so for us, it was really cool to see you guys go through that almost like transformation, because we hear a lot from our clients, like, oh my gosh, that was that putting together the copy with the copy doc that you sent us was actually a really great exercise for us, because we were able to really think about what this business really is and what it's going to be.
Totally. It helped us define our offerings. Like we had ideas of our offerings based on what we wanted and what we went through and what we needed as executives. And we had an awesome company that kind of gave us these resources in a company like us. So it was like it was just special. But there were some tweaks to it, right? And some of the things that we wanted to do that we need and that we didn't get, and we wanted to convey that, but we didn't know how. So going through that document, I mean, it was back and forth, back and forth. And when I talk about the sausage, it's more between Toby,
Mhm.
Stu, and I, like figuring out. And then there were like crazy ideas, and it's like, whoa, guy, let's drill it. And you helped us with that. You're like, hey, can I give you some feedback? Can we just drill this down to a couple handful? And it was like, it was awesome. It was exactly what we need for exactly where we were in the building of our organization, in the building of TruePath. So, yeah, it was somewhat serendipitous that we met you. It was
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So glad that you guys like your website. And most importantly, my team and I are so happy that it's working for you and for the business in general.
Totally. Yeah,
So we're
totally. Yeah.
so excited I mean, you guys have already grown immensely. So it's exciting to see, what happens. I mean, end of Q1, Q2, coming Q2, Q3, you have a new program launching
We
in
do.
June. It's
Yeah.
called the Grounded Executive. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this is like we have the corporate side of the business where you do the executive coaching and the teamwork and so on and so forth, and then this is kind of our passion project. It's for executive men, and it's kind of getting them to go inward and get grounded in themselves. The idea is, if we can get men like grounded within themselves, they're going to be better husbands, fathers, sons, whatever role they play in their life back home, and corporate executives too. They're going to be better for their organizations. So we're kicking it off in June. We're super excited. There's 5 virtual events, meetings where we break down kind of the tenets of groundedness and how we define that. And it goes into like defining your purpose and values, understanding self-awareness and self-understanding and emotional regulation. It's like mindfulness and presence. It's resilience and adaptability. And then it ends with connection and relationships. And then the last month, which is in December, it'll be the first week in December, we're having a 3-day retreat with these men. So they get to build this journey, go inward, support each other. We have a platform and an app that they can use, and so there'll be interaction with one another. And then it all culminates in kind of everybody meeting each other, spending time with one another, talking about their journey, talking about what's next, and then building that tribe, if you will. We hesitate to use that word, but like,
Yeah.
and we're kind of executive men, like 50 plus. There's one of the loneliest demographics in the country. They're dealing with a lot and they're lonely and they don't even know it. So we're trying to create a space for them to just kind of find themselves, and find their ideal self and live their most fulfilled life. So it's, as you can tell, it's a little bit of a passion project for us. Launch it in June. There'll be a lot of marketing out there over the next couple months. It's only for 30 people. It fills up at 30. So yeah, we're excited. And the website for that is just like, you want to talk about emotional, being the passion project, like it was being the passion project, and then seeing that come together. That was really special. That was really cool.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was another fun one that we were able to work on with you guys for sure.
totally.
Um,
Yeah, we give you a lot of information on that one, and because we were so excited because this is what we want to do. I mean, we love the corporate stuff and we love helping but to really get people grounded, like with who they are, especially when you're 50 and you're kind of like over the hill, you're kind of seeing this, what's next, and it's scary. Your kids are leaving, and your relationship with your wife or significant other or whomever, you work so hard to get to the point in your life and you start to question that, and to go inside and just really reflect so that you can take charge and can take control over the next couple decades of your life. That's ultimately what we're trying to accomplish.
yeah, absolutely. And 2 thoughts on that. The first one is quick. I was speaking to somebody yesterday who really, what he said really resonated with me, and I think it will resonate with you and our audience, is that it's when you own a business, it's not so much the service you provide that brings in your health, wealth, abundance, and your true satisfaction. It's
Yeah,
the impact that you provide to others. And I
totally.
think grounded executive is
It's,
totally what that is.
yeah.
Um, and I am a little bit of a numerology nerd as of late. And I was taking a workshop a couple weeks ago, and um, the instructor was saying that 2025, while 2024 had its ins and outs, and there were a lot of like kind of family relationship, community dynamics that a lot of people had to work through throughout the year. 2025 is a year where people are going to find themselves looking inward,
Yeah.
really thinking about where they are in life, the dynamics in which they are currently operating in, their present mind, just kind of like all of like, wow, okay, so where am I right now in life? There's like a lot of journaling, kind of like it's a year for
Oh,
writers. So with all of this being said, I can't help but say that the Grounded Executive Program is like the perfect timing for this. I mean, we give the
yeah.
political climate, we don't have to get into that, obviously, but kind of
Yeah.
everything, the friction that is happening in the world right now, and you guys are like hitting it on point, especially
Cool.
for your demographic that you're working with. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks for that. It's great when you think about, the last 5 years, right? And a lot of these executives have been in there for a long time. I mean, they had to deal with COVID.
Yeah.
They got there's I mean, they're just the political landscape has been crazy. The digitization of business and AI and all this other stuff, all these unknowns and uncontrolled, and it's just like, and that weighs all while, building a family if that's what they do, or having a relationship, all the other things too on top of it. So I was talking with one of the guys I coach yesterday, and he goes, "Man, I'm just tired." Like he had just had a moment. And he's like, "I'm just tired," and I'm like, "Yeah, man." We just kind of sat there for a second. And I said, "Yeah," and I just want him to kind of feel it, but like, all right, yeah, we're tired. What can we do about this? And that's some of the stuff that we get into, the introspection. Like, why am I tired? What am I doing to recharge? What am I doing to take care of myself? Like, do I have a meditation practice in the morning? Do I have a grounding morning ritual that kind of just jump starts my day, but like kind of the airplane mask, put it on me first before I
Yeah.
start the day, before I start to put it on all the other people that I serve, and is
Yeah.
it am I getting right in here first before I go and launch myself into this world where some of these people have significant responsibilities and performance expectations, and it's just a lot. So we're just trying to give them a space, and we do this in coaching too. But this is the ground executives a more really introspective, really deep dive into self. We're just trying to give them a space to like breathe, like
Yeah.
just take a breath. Like let's start to like look at ourselves a little bit. And to your point, like, where am I? Like, all right, I'm 48, I'm 55, I'm whatever. Like, where am I in life? And where do I want to be? And how's that match up? And then it's like, all right, well, if I want to be here, then what's getting in the way? And let's get to that. Let's figure out what's getting in the way. Is it me? Is it my relationship? Is it my situation? And let's tackle that. And that's what this creates for them. It's not you know, there's a lot of work in this. I mean, it's we call it the work. And if you're willing to do the work on you, we think you're gonna live a pretty fulfilled life. That's the hope.
Absolutely. Oxygen
Yeah.
mask on first. That's what you guys are
Amen.
teaching. Yeah, absolutely.
Trying. Yeah. Yeah. And
That's
so many leaders don't do that, right? It's like, oh, I'm a leader. I gotta put everybody else first. And it's like, you get into the health statistics. I mean, it's unbelievable how many people, you retire or you work to this point, you make all this money and you got this big title, and next thing you know, you're having a heart attack, or you're doing this, or you're doing because you haven't taken care of yourself. And it's like that's not what this is all about. So let's get a little bit more introspective and figure out what's this about. How can I have it all? How can I
yeah.
be an executive and be great at work and come home and be an unbelievable father and a husband and support it, and my parents are probably aging. How can I deal with that? There's just so much that we just try to unpack with everybody, with men. And obviously we're three guys, so that's kind of our specialty.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty excited about I'm excited about going on this journey with them. Like Lynn, I from the website design and really understanding who we want to be as TruePath to like just me and my conversations with my clients. Like I'm learning so much about myself through this whole journey. And I can't even wait to go in and with 30 men and just like be on the journey with them. We don't pretend to have it all figured out. We do not. Like nobody does. But we just try to again create that space for self-reflection and introspection and just help them do the work. And I'm willing to do the work. I've been doing the work and it's been awesome. It's been awesome to be in this space and be able to provide this opportunity for people. So
Yeah, absolutely. And you do the
yeah,
work and it makes you a better coach and makes you more
totally.
enlightened and, you know, ready to, work with other people because you've been there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it gives me empathy. Like I'm not perfect. I go through ruts. I'm not, my morning routine isn't like perfect every morning. And, I get mad at Joy every once in a while. My what, like I'm not perfect. But
Sorry.
like I'm trying, but it gives me empathy that like I'm doing it too. I'm doing the work and it's hard, but it's like, it's so worth it. Like it's just so worth it. Like when you start to look back in your relationship with your kids and yeah, it's just like when you can really be in a moment with your kids. I look back at my life, like growing up through being an executive, and it's like, I'd give this story about tubby time, and it's like, the kids are splashing each other and water's going all over the place, and I'm like somewhere else. I'm there, probably still in my tie and suit. I'm there, but I'm like not there, and they're splashing, and I'm like, guys, stop it, stop it, stop it, and get all mad. And it's like, Lynn, if I could take back that, like go back to that moment and hear their giggles and hear their laughs and like they're having and be present and maybe splash with them and get my suit wet, like who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like who cares?
Right.
And like those are the moments that I cherish now, and that I can, because I've done the work on myself, I'm more present.
Yes.
And that's all it's about. It's not being perfect, but it's like just making those incremental improvements on yourself so that you can get the most out of life.
And that's what you guys absolutely help other men in leadership roles do.
You got it. That's what we try. What's what we're trying to do. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
For sure. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Tubby, tubby time, huh?
Tubby time. Yeah, tubby. Oh, man. Now
I
my kids are all old now. It's like it'd be weird if it was tubby time now, but I got one in college. I got a senior in high school. So I'm like, the clock's ticking. I got literally like 6 or 7 months before he's off too. And then I have a freshman in high school that I'm actually really looking forward to cherish that time with him because he's the third. So the third always kind of like, it's kind of, but like to get 3 years with him and just him, me and Joy, it'll be an interesting family dynamic, but I'm looking forward to spending time with him and spoiling the crap out of him and just being with him. But yeah, now they grow up like that. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's like in 3 years, Joy and I are going to be sitting here looking at each other like, what now? So it's
guys will be on the beach sipping Mai Tai, so you'll be all right.
I hope that's a big part of it. I do. I hope that's a big part of it. But again, and not to get too personal, but what's my relationship with Joy like?
Right.
Does she even like me? Like that's being funny. She does. We have a good relationship because we worked at, but like you have so many executives that are just striving to be X and make money and have this title, and it's like then their kids are gone. It's like, holy cow. They look back and it's like, man, my wife doesn't even like, where's my relationship? Like where was my priority? And sometimes it's too far gone. We're just trying to get them to work on that now so that, when all that stuff does happen, they can really enjoy that next stage of their life. Like I can't wait for the next stage of my life with my wife, like it's going to be fun to go to a beach and drink Mai Tais and travel and go see our kids. And so we're just trying to get people to prioritize what's really, really important in life,
Yeah.
and just slow down a bit.
Cool. And, TruePath, all three of you really take a very organic but professional, structured approach with your clients. And it's very unique what you offer because you do take 100 steps back and start with the self and then build out from there. And I think that's really cool, really unique. The fact that you three work specifically with men is also very unique in the coaching industry ecosystem. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we do. We executive teams. So there are women. We work with women in executive teams. The ground executive is for men, but like, we definitely work with women. But yeah, so true. Yeah, and it's important too. Like we're a holistic coaching team, but like we grew up in a high performance industry and high performance company, and we strive for that. Like the ultimate goal is to get these people feeling great in here so they can perform at their utmost for their organization, right? Like it's
Of course.
that's the ROI for the company. But yeah, hopefully we can kind of that's what I said we can have it all. Let's be good in here and let's be great out there, whatever out there is.
There I'm shifting more into the back into the website world, but with you guys.
Yeah.
There in your industry, the coaching consulting industry, there are some individuals out there, some new seasoned business owners who either have a website or they're maybe just on a referral business and they don't have a website, but maybe they're thinking about investing in a professional website, but they're like they don't know where to start. Kind of like you guys were like, okay, let's just we know we need something. Let's just talk to somebody who knows what they're doing, and then just go from there. But I know it can be like stressful to think about like what do we put on this website and do what we do, like what do we really need. So if what would your advice be for these individuals who are thinking about investing in a professional website?
Yeah. So, truth be said, Toby and I, our coach, we started our company before Stuart came on to make TruePath. And I actually went and did
That's
my own website and it was all right. I look back, I laugh at it a little bit, but it's different using someone like you. Like you guys, and again, what we talked about before, you helped us really figure out who we wanted to be to the marketplace. From design to colors to feel to look to content to it all. And like I said, like going through that process was worth every penny. That's why we went to you again for the grounded executive because we had ideas of what we wanted it to be, but like you guys helped really drill those down and bring those ideas to life. So I mean nowadays, my last job, we had to digitize our organization and it's like that's how people interact now, right? Like if you reach out to them, the first thing they're doing before they call you back is either clicking on your LinkedIn profile, going to your website, or they're checking you out.
Yeah.
They're digitally checking you out. And if they don't get a good sense or a good feel for who you are, then or you don't give them what they need, then they're moving on. So to be able to work with, and I think my first website wouldn't have given corporate executives that feel. It was a little bit like, like very zen, very like grounded, but it wasn't like corporate. And you help combine those two. You help combine kind of the corporate look. So I'm pretty good at that stuff. And I mean, then I look at yours and I kind of laugh. So I would absolutely, I mean, it's been the best investment for us because it literally was the launching point for us and who we wanted to be as TruePath. So I would highly recommend doing it professionally versus not doing it all and doing it yourself.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And you guys are awesome. Again, I know this is a spotlight and all that stuff, but like I wouldn't have been on it if I didn't believe you guys were great. It's just easy to work with. We have a good relationship.
Yeah.
I've sent people your way that are looking to get into this space and stuff because it's so easy to do, and you guys make it awesome. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
you got it.
amazing. And for you guys, if our audience wants to learn more about you, Chris, or the team, or TruePath Consulting, even the Grounded Exec, tell us where can they find you, and please don't forget to leave out your podcast.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we're actually on a hiatus with the podcast right now, but we should be launching it again in the next month or two. It's called The Path, and it's on Spotify and iTunes, all the stuff you can find podcasts. So, and then we have the groundedexec.com. So that gives you kind of that whole program and that stuff. And then then we have the TruePath Consulting website, truepath-consulting.com. And then our LinkedIn, is pretty much where we stay for the most part. We try to get into the Instagram and try to get in with all that. It's just for maybe someday we'll get there. I don't know. But for right now, we're on the websites and we're on LinkedIn. So
Yeah, keep it focused. LinkedIn, website. Yes, absolutely.
every time I get an Instagram, my kids make fun of me because they call it, oh, Dad's grinding again, grinding reels. And I'm like, and then next thing you know, you look up and it's been an hour. So yeah, we stay focused on the professional websites and stuff.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. You've been a great partner, Lynn. Thank you.
Same. Thank you. Talk to you soon.